Welcome to my new account for rating movies, finally given a purpose to my website bsperoz.com. The first movie I'll be giving a video review is Wreck-It Ralph, which I give overall a 10 out of 10, exceeding already high expectations. As I just said, I had really high hopes for this movie, and it managed to deliver. I was scared that the trailers were giving away the plot, but I assure you they are not. This posed an issue after the opening sequence, however. Of course there is zero appreciation for Ralph, but it's even worse than the trailers make it out to be, meaning his resolution will either be all the sweeter or not. As the trailers show, Ralph leaves the game. What they don't show is exactly why, other than that he's the bad guy, of course. Like the trailers suggest, he enters Hero's Duty first, where Ralph is really detached from the movie for a couple of minutes. His time in Hero's Duty was dissatisfying to me, especially how he earns that medal the trailers show him getting. I'll explain why I do this in a minute. Ultimately, though, I put that aside. What mattered was the remainder of his time spent game jumping, or going turbo as they call it. I'll explain that too. Spent in a candy game themed racing game, Sugar Rush. His time in Sugar Rush is the main focus of the movie. It threw me for a loop and turned everything I expected upside down, which was a good thing. I can predict the plot of some movies, and I thought I could predict the plot of this one. But when they are good, they get me hooked, then as I said, change it all up for the better. I must say my fear that this movie would not meet my 5-star expectations was unwarranted. The trailers may seem very revealing, but there are some factors they and I left out to keep this spoiler free. However, I'm going to go into the spoiler stuff now, like why they call it going turbo, and about why I did this when I said he earned the medal. First, though, as far as 3D goes, if you're going to see this for 3D, don't, because 3D quality was not all that well. So have you seen the movie now? Or do you want the plot spoiled? Alright, here we go. Anyway, what did you think of Sugar Rush? First, let's regroup the plot. Ralph didn't really earn that medal, and now that girl took it. And that king, who seems so funny in the trailers, yeah, he's the real bad guy here. In fact, he's the only other one, other than Ralph, to go turbo. That's because he is turbo. They explain it that game jumping is called going turbo because the only other person who's done it was a game named Turbo. I did not see that coming. Also, I believed him about Vanellope, and that's where I correctly call that Ralph would wreck her cart. I believe she was a glitch. Then there was the combination of games. First, by an off chance, Ralph sees Vanellope's picture on the side of her game. A bit convenient, isn't it? And goes back to rebuild the cart so she can reset her game by winning a race. Or just crossing the finish line of the race. So that her game would have her in it as a racer, not a glitch. She was replaced by Turbo, of course, if you didn't figure that out. It is kind of confusing when they show that mainframe, but what they show is they show Vanellope von Schweich, her memories and her racing info pushed off to the side. Turbo, just said that. It's kind of like Tron Legacy in a way. Finally, I like the very end. They keep Ralph as the bad guy, but they realize they need him, and they finally start appreciating him.